So in the first video of this series, we talked about why it might be more beneficial to buy than it is to rent or live on base when PCSing to Fairbanks and North Pole. In this video, I'll be talking about the other benefits of property ownership that go way beyond renting when it comes to living here in the interior of Alaska, especially when you have the opportunity to use your VA loan. Make sure you stick around to the end because the last benefit is probably the most amazing. So let's talk about it. So benefit number one is the compound effect. So while you're paying your mortgage every month, two things are happening at the same time. One, you're reducing your principal balance. While you're paying your mortgage every month, it's going down. And then at the same time, you're taking advantage of market appreciation. Now, we're not seeing the same market appreciation that we were back in 2020, from August of 2022, but we're still seeing some market appreciation. So while you've got these two things kind of happening simultaneously, it kind of looks like this, and all of this space in between minus your expenses of sale are your net proceeds when you turn around to sell your property. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. We talked about Staff Sergeant Snuffy before. Let's talk about Staff Sergeant Snuffy's example from before. They bought their property in 2023 for $329,000. This is a real property that's listed right now, a duplex on the west side of Fairbanks. And if they turn around to try to sell it or try to pull a market value in 2026, assuming an average of 3% year-over-year appreciation, which is pretty normal for our market, they should be able to list that property for around $360,000 in 2026. And that's a pretty good appreciation for 3 years of property ownership, especially considering that they will have paid very minimally in that ownership, $1,700 per month in expenses for owning that duplex. That seems pretty awesome. $30,000 in appreciation just for owning the property if they decided to sell, but they don't necessarily have to. And that kind of takes us to benefit number two, which is repeatability. So you can use this, you can use your VA loan over and over and over again, which is awesome. So at their next duty station, if they wanted to, Staff Sergeant Snuffy could use their VA loan again because their living situation will have changed and they could continue to use their VA loan over and over again. But that's just the thing. If they wanted to hold on to their property here, absolutely could. Totally. They could rent it for a few years. If it's an income producing property, which it more than likely would be, they can use that income to qualify for another home loan down the road. And if they wanted to use that income to qualify for the purchase of another duplex, they could absolutely do that. So that takes us to benefit number three. So many options. So now Staff Sergeant Snuffy has been buying these properties every couple of years and options abound. Now Staff Sergeant Snuffy is Senior Master Sergeant Snuffy and they're just about ready to retire after a 20-year-long career in the Air Force. They've bought a new property every 4 or 5 years and after a 20-year career in the Air Force have 5 duplexes in 5 different cities. Each one of them is cash flowing at about $1,000 a month on average. So now because of taking advantage of all these steps, they're retiring after 20 years in the Air Force with $5,000 a month in income for just living. They wake up in the morning, their properties are producing income, they're all paying their mortgages, they're all still appreciating, and all before they wake up in the morning, there's just $5,000 a month just hitting their account. That seems pretty awesome to me. I know I could use an additional $5,000 a month. What would your life look like with an additional $5,000 a month? Drop it in the comments below if your life would be improved just a little bit with an extra $5,000 a month. Or consider what retirement could look like after purchasing 5 fourplexes that are cash flowing $1,500 a month. What would that look like to wake up to every month? Pretty awesome. If you'd like to learn more about what it could look like to use your VA loan to purchase a duplex or a triplex or even a fourplex, take a look at this next video.